Are you a small business, freelancer, or solopreneur and you still need funding for your business due to COVID? Well, guess what? The federal government has extended the PPP program to August the 8th. That's the Paycheck Protection Program. The whole purpose of that program is to provide funding for payroll so you can keep your employees as well as yourself. If you're a sole proprietor, you're an employee of your business. So I've been getting a lot of questions about the EIDL loan and the PPP, and I made a separate video, so check that out on my YouTube channel for the EIDL program. So I want to make a separate one for the PPP just to answer some questions and kind of clarify some things going on with the PPP program. So in this video, I'm going to talk about where to apply, how to apply, if you qualify, and what you can do with the funding. Hi, I'm CoachBMichele, the brand coach. So I work with solopreneurs and small business owners, helping them build the foundation of their brand so that they can grow their business. Now, part of helping my clients build their brand, especially through this pandemic, has really been helping them navigate this funding as far as with the EIDL loan and the PPP. The PPP actually has proven to help a lot of my clients when the pandemic first started. So I wanted to kind of go through, now that they've extended it to August the 8th, there's a lot of people out there that still need help. So I'm going to jump right in and talk about number one, there's two things that really will qualify you for the PPP. If you did not do these two things, unfortunately, no need to apply. Number one is that you must have filed a Schedule C on your taxes, whether 2018 or 2019, and preferably a 2019. And so you know if you filed a Schedule C because you have the paper and it will say Schedule C in the top left-hand corner. Also, one of the things about this as well is that you want to go down. You have to be in the pot. You have to have made a profit in your business also to get the PPP loan, and especially as a sole proprietor. So you want to go down to line 31 on your Schedule C. And as long as that number is in the positive, you will be able to apply. So those are the first two things that you want to definitely check before you even attempt this application, because it is a little lengthy. So number two, let's talk about where to apply. So a lot of people have been applying with their banks and getting turned down, unfortunately, in just like random places that say, hey, come apply with us. Now, one of the places that I found that was very helpful that a lot of my clients applied with was the website and program that P. Diddy put together called Our Fair Share. And the website is ourfairshare.com. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from the website that the people were very helpful. So basically, with that website, they connect you with the bank in your city or state. So that way it can help you fill in. Most of my clients are here in Texas, although I do have some in other states. But I can say I got really good feedback from my clients here in Texas when they went to apply on the website, and the bank, I think it was CDL Bank or CBC Bank, I think it was the name of the bank that's associated with the program. So everything went really well. Now, I know PayPal and Cash App were a couple other ones that were taking out, and you can check and see if they're taking the application, but ourfairshare.com is still up and running, so you can totally go apply there as well. Now, let's get into, so once you figure out whether you can even apply or not, you go to the website. When you go to Our Fair Share, which I think in all of the, no matter where you go apply it, they have these qualifier questions. So it's about 5 or 6 questions, but the main ones that you want to be mindful of, it asks you if you've had a felony. If you've had a felony, you cannot apply. If you're in possible judgment right now, going to court for anything business related or any lawsuits, you cannot apply. If you're in the process of filing bankruptcy, you cannot apply. Like I said, you can go to ourfairshare.com and you can actually see the list of qualifying questions. Once you click through a couple screens, it'll show you. So just to be aware, those are 3 of them. I know it's like 7, I think. So just so you know, those are some questions that's on there. So if any of those things are true, you will not be matter of fact, it won't even let you proceed to the next page. And I think that's on all the platforms. You won't be able to even go to the next page if you have answered yes to any of those questions. Let's say you get through the qualifying questions and now it's time to move on through the application. So you pretty much just fill out the application. It's basic information at that point, your business name, how long you've been in business, your business address, your LLC, all that good stuff. So basic information for the most part. Now, one of the things that's really important to know is that you're going to need a lot of documentation for the PPP. And one of the things I like about the Our Fair Share site is that you can go on the site and it'll give you a list of all the documents that you need. So that way you have time to gather them before you even start the application, because you'll need to upload them at that time. So just want to go over some of the documents that you'll need to upload. You're going to need your LLC if you have one. So you're going to need your formation paperwork, your operating agreement, your DBA paperwork if you have one, as well as your EIN number. You're also going to need bank statements for at least 4 months, definitely from at least March to June or July as well. If you have employees, you'll need your 940 forms. If you have employees, if you do not have employees and it's just you as a sole proprietor, you'll need, obviously, I say your taxes, your Schedule C forms for your whole 2019 or 2018 taxes. You'll need that as well. You'll also need a copy, submit a copy of your driver's license. So you want to take a picture, upload it. Now, I don't know if they've changed the application process too much. When a few of my clients applied early on, you had to submit a bill or something in your name or in your business name as well. So the documentation list is quite lengthy that you'll need. So you want to make sure that you go check out the list prior to applying, so that way you have time to gather all of those documents as well. And one of the things that you want to definitely make sure that you do is make sure all of your information matches, like the name on your business, even with your EIN number, your Social Security, all of it matches, because you don't want to have any reason for it to get kicked back. Now, one of the other things about the PPP is that, so they'll contact you once you kind of make it through the app, once you make it through the process, and depending on the bank that you have, but they're supposed to be in contact with you. They will ask you for a voided check, and you'll need to submit a voided check, so that way they can actually know where to deposit the money. And on top of that, if for any reason you don't complete the process for it to be forgiven, they'll draw the payment out of that same account. So let's kind of talk about some of the rules while we're talking about that. Let's talk about a few of the rules about the PPP. So it is a loan, but it can be forgiven. But you have to make sure that you follow the guidelines for it to be forgiven. So when it first came out, you had to spend 75% on payroll, and the other 25% could have went to lease or rent or business expenses. So since then, they revamped it, and now you only need to do 60% on payroll, and you can use the other 40% towards business expenses, again, like your lease, your rent, your cell phone bills, if it's in your, for your business. So that's been a good thing, so you can kind of navigate that. You also now have either an 8-week option or a 24-week option. So the 8 weeks means that you'll use the money. You got 8 weeks to use the money for payroll, and then it'll be time for you to submit your application to the bank or the organization or wherever you got the loan from, and submit all your paperwork for it to be forgiven. So you're going to get an email probably about a week or two after. And in the 8 weeks, your 8 weeks start from the day that the money was actually put in your account. And so they also extended it out to like 24 weeks. So like if you have employees and you're having a hard time getting your employees back, they extended it out so that way, because I know with unemployment, a lot of people are making more money on unemployment than they are going to work. So that really hasn't helped a lot of small businesses out. So they actually extended the time to give employers some time to get their employees back. And so the 24-week mark pretty much is like December. So pretty much at the close of the year. So that's two important things that you want to know when going into this, the time frame in which you have to use the money and what you have to use the money for. But they'll send you an email with all the guidelines in it. Now, one of the other things that a lot of people have been asking about is how much do you get, what is it based off of? So here's how they calculate the money. So there's going to be an Excel, so they'll send you, the bank, if you don't have it already, the bank will send you an Excel spreadsheet for you to complete. So remember we talked about this line 31 early on in the video. So as a sole proprietor, you're going to take line 31 divided by 12, which means that's about how much money you would make monthly, depending on what line 31 says. Then you multiply that by 2.5, because they're giving you 2 times the amount of money that you would normally make monthly. So that's why it's like 8 weeks worth of payroll pay when you do the calculation. So again, you take line 31, you divide it by 12. Let's say you come up with $2,000. Then you multiply 2,000 times 2.5, and that's the number that you would receive in PPP. Now, mind you, once they kind of look at all your information, the number may fluctuate a little bit, because I had one client, like her line 31 was like at 18,000. And like divided by 12, that's about like 1,300 to 1,500 bucks, give or take. So she would 2 times 2.5, and then she ended up like in the $4,000 range for her PPP. So as long as you do your calculations, they have a spreadsheet to tell you what to do. You upload everything, but definitely the important thing is to make sure you go to the website or wherever you're going to go apply it. Get the list of documents needed and go ahead and gather the documents before you start the application, because it's just better if you can upload them all at the same time. Now, so with this extension, you have to August the 8th to apply, which is so that's almost a whole month or so from now. So you have time, but the sooner, the better. So I hope this video was helpful as far as helping you navigate or decide whether you should apply for the PPP. And then what you can do with the money again, payroll mostly, 60%. And then you can also spend some on business expenses as well. And it is forgivable as long as you follow the guidelines. So again, be sure to follow me on social media, CoachBMichele on all platforms, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And of course, hit the subscribe button, especially if you found this video helpful, and check out some of the other videos on my channel as well as it relates to business and branding. And as always, put your best brand forward.